Hello everybody, this is Wednesday, the first Wednesday after Valentine's Day 2011. I think it is the 16th. It'll say so on the download thingy that tells you when I downloaded it. Okay, I'm going to talk about weight loss. I'm still not sure that I want to do a Beth in Texas weight loss channel separately or not. So for now, I'm going to just have it here on my regular crochet channel. And I will have weight loss in the title so that you crocheters who aren't interested in weight loss will just kind of skip over these videos. And I thought, oh, if I do my own channel for weight loss, Beth in Texas can be switched around just a little bit. It would be Thin Texas. You know, why not? So the reasons I'm doing this is, well, for my health. And there are other weight loss channels out there. The big names are Shay Carl. He's one of them. And there's a few others. And the ones that I subscribe to is Shay Loss, Olinsa Loss, and Ham Fitness. But notice what they are. These are young guys, okay? I'm a middle-aged woman. And after a woman hits 40, I don't care who you are, it's harder to lose weight, especially if you haven't really paid attention to weight loss before. I also have some health issues. I'll be honest with you. I don't have anything to hide. I'm overweight. I'm fat. I'm obese. Okay. Number two, I've found out a little less than a year ago that I have diabetes. And number three, it was even longer than that ago, I found out I have hypertension. And I've had back pain since I was in my 30s. So those are all good reasons to lose weight. And for everybody else, it's good for overall health. Okay, how are you going to take care of all these problems? Okay, well, first of all, let's look at them one at a time. Obesity. Okay, I have my reasons why I got fat, okay? Number one, I had my first baby. Before I had him, I was underweight. So after I had my first child, I was my ideal weight. And I was like 125, 130 pounds. And for someone who's 5'10", that's a really good ideal weight. But then I had my second child, and then I weighed a little more. And I thought I was fat, and so I tried to lose some weight by doing other stuff, and I didn't stick to it. And then later on, I ended up having to have a radical hysterectomy because I had my ovaries were engulfed in tumors, which were benign. Thank God that they were benign. But after having a hysterectomy, you don't have the hormones anymore to help regulate your weight. So that's another problem that helped cause my obesity. Number three, my favorite things to do: watching movies, crocheting, doing crafts. They're all sedentary. Oh, and reading. They're all sedentary things that I love to do. So I need to get out, and I need to walk, and I need to exercise and do things that I don't sit on my butt for. Okay. So basically, for obesity, you eat less calories and you exercise. And that exercise is the hardest thing for me. Excuse me. Now, for the diabetes, when I found out I was diabetic, I was devastated. I thought, what am I going to eat? What am I going to cook for my family? My favorite things to eat are, and I was all panicky about it. But I talked to my doctor, and I talked to other friends who are also diabetics, and I learned that it's not as hard as it seems when you have to eat less. It really isn't. And when I first found out I'm diabetic, I went too far and I wasn't eating enough, and so I was feeling sick and run down and everything. So you have to concentrate that you get the right calorie intake without getting all the sugar and the carbohydrates and that kind of thing. But I also learned that I can eat sugars and I can eat carbs. I just can't eat as much of them as I once did. So basically, to control diabetes, I'm not taking insulin. I am controlling it with diet. Now, some folks, their diabetes is more severe than mine, and you do have to take insulin. So I'm not giving you advice. I'm telling you what I'm doing for me. Always talk to your doctor. So less sugar and less carbohydrates. That's the diabetes solution. So for obesity and diabetes, eat less empty calories. Empty calories are things like sodas that have calories in it, and they don't give you any nutrition. A lot of cakes and cookies and candies and stuff like that. They have lots of calories, but they don't have any nutritional value. Exercise. It's a given. You should exercise. If you're not exercising at all, at least like what my chiropractor told me to do is every 20 minutes, get up and move around. Walk around your house. Go back to the bathroom, wash your hands, brush your teeth, or, do things just to get yourself up and moving. And then eventually you can go into actually regular exercise. And so, I'm jumping ahead to the back pain part. Okay. So, eat less empty calories, exercise, less sugar, and less carbs. Because carbohydrates will turn into sugar in your system, which turns into fat. Okay, now, this is the thing that throws a wrench into the whole less sugar and carbs. Well, they make things sugar-free and no carbs and this kind of stuff. But if you read your packages, it has more salt in it. So I also have hypertension, which I'm taking medicine that controls the hypertension, and also high cholesterol. And those are being controlled by medicines. But if I eat right and exercise, I might be able to get off of those medications. So I need to eat less salt and less caffeine and less fat because of the carbohydrates, not carbohydrates. What's the word I'm looking for? Cholesterol. For less cholesterol. I don't know what to do about the memory thing. That's another whole can of worms. Okay. Now, for the back pain. The best thing for me to do is move. So there we go again. Exercise. Don't sit for more than 20 to 30 minutes at a time. Get up and move around. Stretch. And this kind of thing. Now, my back pain is more related to, I had a spinal fusion when I was a kid, and I have now where the part of my spine isn't fused, it's pinching a nerve. And so I have sciatica and different problems there. I go to a chiropractor on a regular basis, and she's given me a lot of good advice too on what to do for the back pain. So I know there's other people that have other types of back problems, and like I said, you always want to talk to your doctor, because what I'm doing for my back pain might actually injure somebody else. So, but anyway, these are the reasons I want to do a weight loss thing. I don't know if it's going to be a channel or just some videos tucked in here and there. I know Alinsa Loss does his weigh-in and measuring every Wednesday. So I weighed myself this morning, and I weighed right at 200 pounds. Now, when I found out I was diabetic less than a year ago, I weighed 219. That was on my home scale. My scales are always off from what the doctors are. So you want to pick one scale and stick to that one. And I don't have time to go to the doctor and weigh in every week. So I'm going to just use my home scale and go with that. And then see what happens when you go to the doctor. Another thing I don't use the doctor scale is because I'm always fully clothed with a coat on and that kind of stuff. So, let's do the home scale. All right. So we've covered out the why and the how of my weight loss journey. And so I'm starting out with the YouTube channels, or in the YouTube videos, saying I'm 200 pounds this week. I'm not doing the measuring right now because I'm a female and we have a problem with water weight and things like that that goes up and down. But that also can be controlled by drinking more water. I want to drink 4 of those water bottles a day at least, if not more. Because I take medicine, it's not so hard to do it. So every time I take my medicine, I drink a whole bottle of water. And then I only have to, that's twice a day. And then, so I only have to drink 2 more. So it's not as hard as it seems when you do that. Then I also drink hot tea and unsweetened iced tea and things like that. I want to talk a little bit about sugar substitutes and the artificial low-fat ice creams and things like that. Okay, one thing about the low-fat ice cream and the sugar-free low-fat candy is there is a diuretic in those, and so you don't want to eat too many of those because diuretics can lead to other problems. So yes, you will lose weight if you eat them because they're making you poo. Artificial sweeteners. There are a lot of chemicals in artificial sweeteners, so try to find something else to sweeten it with, fruit juice or things like that. Now, fruit juice has natural sugar in it, but it'll still be less sugar than the high fructose corn syrup that comes in your canned sodas and bottled teas. I discovered something called blue agave syrup, and it comes into 2 different colors. One's amber and one's light. You want to use the light if you're going to use agave, and also use less of it than you would, start changing your palate to appreciate things that are less salty and less sugary. Once you stop eating the salt and sugar, you will eat a little piece of something that you're not used to anymore. It'll seem really sweet or really salty. So your palate will change over time, and you will appreciate the flavors of fresh vegetables or steamed vegetables without any butter or salt on them. You can do it without cheese on it too. Can you imagine that? I love my steamed vegetables without cheese or salt or butter or anything on it. It's amazing. I didn't think I'd ever like that. Oh, that don't taste like anything. Well, yeah, it does. It tastes like the vegetables. So yeah, there's a whole thing. I could go on and on about this, but I'm not supposed to sit more than 20 minutes. So I've already been talking almost 13 minutes. So I'm going to go. And I hope this video inspires you to do something for your health. And I will talk to you next Wednesday. Bye.